I think you've had a kind of a certain view about information and finding out about details that. Well, I'll ask you. I mean, what is your view about whether you should find out as much as possible, or only what you need, or as little as possible, and let the doctors get on with it?
Only what you need. Only what you need, and maybe in time like me, I've sort of gained courage and said, right, I'll go a little bit more and find out a little bit more information on my health.
Does that strategy work for you?
I'm more at ease now, but it's not to say that when I get to oncology that I'm going to feel the same, because you're always, I think, uncertain. You know it's incurable, especially.
Do you think, in a way, the more you come to terms with your situation, your illness, the more you want a bit more information, the more curious you are? Yes,
but I don't think I should say this on video. Curious, but I don't really want to be told how long I've got.
And that's fair enough. You're entitled to that. In some ways, good clinicians would ask you your preference for receiving sensitive information.
Yes.
And if you don't want to know, I can see where you're coming from, because many people would say, I want to just carry on the best I can, take one day at a time. If I knew too much, I might be always looking out for a negative event.
Well, that's why we didn't tell my mother, because we knew deep down she'd give up. And since I've been on my medication and that, I put over a stone on, so I must be doing all right.
The other point of view on that topic is that sometimes we as the clinician don't actually always know in great detail what will happen. And we can be wrong too.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is not accurate information you get, and that can be misleading, and that's a problem. But I have to say, for the viewers, that there's an opposite point of view as well, which is that if you really feel like you're in control of the situation and you're doing everything you can, sometimes people do want to have that information, and that it helps them sometimes plan for the future and make preparations. And even if somebody said to you, well, I'm going to tell you you've got a year left, just hypothetically, you can think to yourself in the back of your mind, that's what they're to me, but they probably don't know for 100%. I'm going to try to see if I can be that. Do you know what I mean? You can try to take a positive view even of something that seems initially negative.
Well, one positive view I took anyway. I know I can't fly again, but my husband and his friends found out about a coach trip going to Spain, and they asked me. I was a bit dubious, but for my husband's sake and probably my sake, I thought, well, I'll try it. It was a bit tiring, but...
So you did that?
But I did that. And I didn't think I would, but I did it.
You've introduced another area here, which is the importance of carrying out meaningful activities and maximising your quality of life, no matter what your situation. So you were able to look for opportunities and do those things, even though they were quite a challenge in some ways.
Yes, they were a challenge,
But I bet, tell me if I'm wrong, but I bet you got something out of going on that trip.
Yeah, I mean, there's memories, and what I got out really of going on the trip was that I didn't hold my husband back. We did that together. You know, which we didn't think we would at one time. But somehow you get that inner strength.
What else have you been doing with that inner strength, more closer to home maybe?
Well, my daughter, she was 50 2 weeks ago and helped out with the party, and I went to a party, and I think, although I get very tired, I somehow find the strength, say like I go to bed normally about 9, 10 o'clock, But if it's somewhere social, I do feel tired in one way, but I just say to myself, come on, you can do it, you know, and probably past midnight to 1 o'clock I get to bed on those occasions. So yeah, it's not all bad.
Is there anything new you've taken up as a hobby or interest since your diagnosis? Or restarted from before that you did?
No, not really. I just try and carry on as much as I can.
Do you have any interests or hobbies at home?
Well, yeah, I like reading a lot. I still do some of the cooking. I do the washing, and I still do some of the ironing. So
Sounds like you've got a lot of jobs on around the house.
yeah, so sometimes you feel, oh, you know, but
Is it because you wanted to take those areas of responsibility back after you were unwell?
yeah.
So you felt like you had that role again?
Yes, I actually felt guilty because I didn't really. I know my husband's capable enough, but I didn't like him having everything put on him, you know. And I know when I've done enough, and you know, I want to give it up.
Are you able to still ask him for help when you need it though?
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's important to know your limitations, isn't it?
yeah. It is important, but it's more important as well not to sit still if you can help it.